Hello and welcome back to the Morning Jackpot presented by SoBet.io. I am your host, Jack Cody. We have Nate joining us here in a few seconds, but fellas, it's another great day to be alive because the NBA Finals are approaching us on Thursday. Game 1 will be this Thursday, and today we're going to talk about what we think will happen in Game 1, what to expect in Game 1, how the Mavericks can come into Boston and maybe shock the world, or shall I say not shock the world, but just, prove the world right, because everyone is on the Dallas Mavericks, especially in a Game 1 situation. I think most of the world is going to be like, you're expecting Boston. They just played 3 series against who knows type of opponents, no superstars really in the lineup. Tyrese Halliburton gets banged out. Jimmy Butler was a no-show. Donovan Mitchell out by Game 3, and the Celtics are now playing a team with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. This is clearly the second best team in the league, if not the first best team. But I'm not going to say Dallas is the first best because we know who the first best is. But my point is very simple. Dallas is going to try and come in and steal Game 1. They're going to do whatever it takes. They did it against Minnesota. They set the tone, and they never looked back. So if you're Boston, Game 1 is arguably the most important game of this series until Game 2 becomes the most important. But for me, Game 1, it's not a must-win for the Celtics, but set the tone the right. Like, this is an NBA Finals that y'all have been building up towards. Y'all have been preparing for years and years to get to this moment. And we all know what happened the last time you were in the NBA Finals. Tatum stunk it up, but you won Game 1. So set the tone. Get Game 1 over with. Take control of this series. And the most important thing against Dallas, you just have to take care of your home court, because Dallas is very, very good in Dallas. So it's tough. We're not going to go win 2 in Dallas. Odds are stacked against us there. I still think we could do it if we go up 2-0 and we steal a Game 3, take the fucking brooms out. But on the flip side of things, I just want to try and get Game 1, focus goes to Game 2, get Game 2, and then we can reanalyze the entire series if we're up 2-0. I don't want to be in a 1-1 situation. If we got to be in a 1-1 situation, any win in Dallas is going to be difficult. So take care of Game 1. That's the most important thing if you are the Boston Celtics. That's the one thing that has to be on your mind right now. Win Game 1. And as a matter of fact, I think Dallas is a team that's going to try and come in there and surprise everybody in the first half. And if it ain't working, if Boston has the counter punches, then Dallas gives up and we win Game 1 by 20 points. That's the nature of the beast in the NBA Finals, and I'm ready for it. But without further ado, let's get Nate on the show so we can talk some ball.
Let's talk ball, man. First of all, if there's one thing I know, Jack, it's the Boston Celtics are not going to leave Boston with a 2-0 lead. It's just not going to happen. Not in this finals. In almost every series except I think it was the first 2 series. Yeah. There was a 1-1 tie. But this is not only your toughest test, but Dallas has not gone down 2-0 yet in these playoffs, and they're going to take one in Boston. It's either going to be Game 1 or Game 2. They're taking one, and then yes, like you said, they're very, very tough at home, man. And this is going to come down to coaching. That's ultimately what it's going to come down to. Like Jason Kidd, I saw this video yesterday. Like, he is a mastermind. He runs all of his offense in the middle of the floor, because what you can't do is you can't double team in the middle. You can't, you would love to double team Luka if you can, in the corners. It's just easier to, flex.
You're at the wing. When you're at the wing, I saw a play with Kyrie when they set the screen on the right side, but it was kind of like on the right. Like the entire play was developing on the right side of the court. And when Lively set the screen on the right, Kyrie comes off it and he's already at the baseline. And basically what we call that baseline is just another defender in many ways. So what happens is if Tatum's guarding Lively or Kristaps or Horford, whoever it is that Dallas is trying to get in the pick and roll, if you're Boston, you want those plays to be on the left side or the right side so you can push a defender essentially out of bounds, or at least use that sideline out of bounds as an extra defender.
Yeah,
You got
let's. I want to see. I'm just curious. What teams are the leaders in defensive rating so far this year?
I mean,
In
you're
the
looking at
playoffs.
probably the two best defensive teams in the league. Dallas
You
has
think
been
so?
Dallas team defense wise, they're very good, but I think they're a little overrated. I'm going to be honest. Like, how good can you truly be on the defensive end with Luka and Kyrie? That was the question mark. It's I've had conversations with numerous people before the playoffs started, before the season even started. Everyone's like, well, what do you guys think about Dallas? What do you think about Luka and Kyrie? The hesitation with Luka and Kyrie, the reason why they got so much doubt and everyone's like, oh, this duo is not going to work out, is because of their defense. And it's because with a backcourt like that, our backcourt is Drew Holiday and Derek White, two of the best, defensive to offensive type players. You're not getting that out of Dallas. You're not getting that out of that backcourt. You're getting two of the greatest offensive scorers and closers we've ever seen in this game, but you're not getting something defensively that says, ooh, that presents a problem on the defense. No, it doesn't. It's a liability, if anything. I know yesterday you tell me Kyrie ain't a liability on defense. I'm sorry. I think Kyrie and Luka, they're not going to be liabilities on the defensive end. But if you're Boston, everyone's talking about nobody can guard Luka. Nobody can guard Kyrie. What about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? Who the hell's going to guard them?
PJ Washington?
No,
Herb
that's
Jones?
cookies.
It's not as cookies as you think it is, because they were able to limit the stars in LA, for an example, like Paul George and James Harden, or not limit them. They obviously went off a couple games, but they can hold their own, and they don't have shut down defense type of potential. Like to shut down a star in today's NBA is virtually impossible. But let's not forget the fact that, like, this is not like the Mavericks have a bigger mismatch, I think, in my opinion. But then again,
What's the mismatch?
the Celtics still have the Celtics still have elite defenders. So, like, I don't really think so. Like, off the screen, right? Porzingis guarding Luka, that's cookies, bro.
Bro, don't you think that Joe Mazzulla is doing everything in his power to say, all right, what do we do in this pick and roll? How do we not get absolutely cookies in the pick and roll? That is that's why we just swept the Pacers. So we could take an entire week to say, hey, how do we at least limit Luka Doncic off the pick and roll? Because teams have done it before. It's not like Luka Doncic goes for 76 points every single game. There's ways to limit this, dude. The same way I said there was ways to limit Giannis Antetokounmpo. And how did that last series that we played against him go? Yeah, Celtics in 7, Tatum 46 ball in game 6 in Milwaukee. That's what I thought.
Nice job.
Shout out to viewers,
Nice
by
job.
the way.
Better do that again, boy. Better do that. Bro, you know what's crazy?
It's crazy.
I joined Deepak's thing yesterday, right? Paid, I think it's $25 a month, right? And also, I believe I deposited $25 as well. Said, F it, why not? Let's do a play. Didn't even hit.
Well,
$50.
Yeah, but
Out
that's
the motherfucking drain.
Listen, I'm going to teach you a lesson right now. If you want to be successful when using SoBet, it's a long-term project. Because if you say, like, well, that shit didn't hit yesterday and I paid 20, like, yeah, that's annoying as hell. And it's also annoying that the previous 3 to 5 days he was up 100 units or whatever the hell it was. Right? You just got to hope and pray that he's going to turn it around today. He'll win you back all of that and double it. He'll hit a parlay, and then on Wednesday you're up units. But you can't give up hope after one day. Like, the second you give up hope is the second the books have got you. They just stole $25 from you, bro.
Yeah.
or
So
maybe it's
what we're gonna do is probably deposit another 5 and run it back.
shout out Ethan for saying
I'll
SoBet
get
the
that.
goats. Sign up for
Yeah.
SoBet if y'all are new to the show. Dabbing myself up. Use code Jackpot to sign up. It's the best of the best, and they won't let you down. Nathan might be a little let down right now. You know, the Nationals. I know exactly what plays they were. I took them too.
Yeah, the
Bricks.
Nationals. I think he went over 4, bro. He went over 4 yesterday. The first, like that is my type of luck right there. As soon as I
Yeah, no,
tail
that's
somebody, it's over
yeah.
fucking 4.
No. I agree. I would feel the same exact way, and I would think the same exact way. It's like, of course, this happens to me. I promise you, he's gonna hit a plus 500 ticket today. I guarantee it.
Making me want to deposit in $50 and just smash a fucking whale right now.
I mean, you have to. You have to just let Deepak picks take you to the promised land. That's all it is.
All it takes is one. All it takes is one, and then the momentum starts cooking in from there.
We got a Adam in the chat. Appreciate you, bro. That's love. Who you got in the finals? You got the Celtics? Coaching is in favor. Coaching in favor of the Mavs, bro. Mavs are going to win it. Yeah, you know, I think there's been a lot of criticism with Joe Mazzulla, but the job that he was given, thrown into, you know, he was interim. He was an assistant coach, not prepared to be a head coach. And he took on the job. He embraced the role. You know, he struggled through last year in many ways, but as anybody would in their first year, you know, we don't put too much high hopes on like a Caitlin Clark in her rookie season. Nobody's expecting the Fever to win the title this year. Nobody's really expecting her to even win an MVP or anything like that. This is your rookie season. And for Joe Mazzulla, you know, I was a little harsh on him last year because the expectations were so high with this team. And you're like, Tatum and Brown, when are they going to get it done? But you had to understand that it was still a new coach, still a new offense, still a new, you know, everything. And so a year removed from last year's playoffs, we're a better team. We're a more complete team. And I feel more confident when I'm listening to Joe Mazzulla. I think over the past couple of weeks, Boston Celtic fans have heard Joe Mazzulla and just started to buy in even more to what Mazzulla is starting to say. Because a lot of the times when Mazzulla's talking, he's kind of like throwing out numbers, you know, giving you stats, giving you like interesting formulas that you're just like, what is he saying right now? It goes in one ear and out the other. But when you really listen to it, you're like, holy shit, this dude is like reading from the Bible. Like it's a beautiful thing that Joe Mazzulla has created in Boston. And I hope and pray that a championship by the Celtics can kind of propel Mazzulla to be that next best coach in the league. He's the next best thing. And you ride it out with Tatum and Brown. I see him go over to Jason Tatum after a game and dap him up like they're best friends. I love the chemistry.
You know what's the crazy part? Like, you're saying this, but all it takes is one series to be lost, and he's going to be fired, and you're going to be talking shit about him. So
you are right.
Like,
you are right. 1,000%. But he does get a tough rep. He gets a very tough rep, and I want to make sure that he's done a hell of a job especially with a team like this. What Brooklyn? They didn't work. You have Kyrie, you have KD. I mean, Harden. There was the injuries, but even with Kyrie and KD, coaching is a tough thing. And imagine if you have 5 all-stars on your team. This starting 5 consists of 5 guys that are used to getting the rock on a 50% clip. And that's just not the case with this starting 5. Everyone takes sacrifices. So Mazzulla has been very good at preaching to the team that everyone needs to take a sacrifice in order to win a championship.
I like that. Celtics in 6, agree or disagree? I actually agree. I think regardless, if the Mavs or Celtics win, it's going to 6 or 7. Like all the delusional Celtics fans in the comments in the chat that have been saying Celtics in 5, Celtics in 4 in the past few days. I'm sorry, you guys are like, I love the confidence, but no,
those Celtics fans are not in the chat. They're on the screen talking to you.
Yeah, shame on them.
I just think the Celtics can win this series in 5. But if you notice, Nathan,
Bro.
today is Tuesday, correct?
Yeah.
I have not put out my official Celtics in 4, Celtics in 5, Celtics, whatever it is. I haven't put it out yet. I'm debating not even. I'm debating not even putting out a number.
Celtics in winning the NBA Finals. Just say that.
Yeah, like I don't give a fuck. Just get it done type shit. But at the same time, I do think we can sweep them.
See, bro. I don't know, bro.
All right. I have a little game I want to play. It's called Best. Okay. So I have 10 things. I have 10, in the game of basketball, there's 10 things. There's probably more than 10 things. I'm probably forgetting a bunch of things.
Okay.
But there's a bunch of kind of things. This is the best things. This is the best things game. Okay.
Okay.
I need you to name, and I'm going to do it as well. I need you to name the first player in these NBA Finals that you think. What's the first player that comes to mind that's playing in these NBA Finals when you hear this thing or attribute or ability? And let's just see which team gets more votes. Let's see which team has more player representatives. But there are 10 things. The 10 best things. Scorer.
Luka.
Okay. Ball handler.
Kyrie.
Shooter.
For some reason, like I just thought of Peyton Pritchard, but
That's good. That's good. PP.
Actually,
he's probably the best shooter in the series. Passer.
Luka.
Athleticism.
I'll give that one to Tatum.
Defending.
Defense, I'll say KP. I just thought of him. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I mean, he's 7 foot. Like
playmaking. Playmaking.
Luka. He's the playmaker of all playmakers.
Steals.
Drew Holiday.
Blocks.
Gafford. Or actually Lively. Derek Lively for sure.
Clutch.
The way you said that. Like you want me to say Jason Tatum or something. It's Kyrie Irving. It's Kyrie Irving.
Okay, so according to Nathan's best things count up, he's got Luka 1, 2, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, 6-4. Wow. So you think Dallas wins the series, actually? You don't even think Boston wins the series. You're lying.
Well, I mean, most of those were like Luka or because like I think Luka and Kyrie are the better duo. I think they're more talented, but Boston's better, like well-rounded. I think they have more shooters. I think they have more better defenders overall. That doesn't mean I'm picking against Boston. I think Boston still wins this series, but I genuinely believe this might go to 7. And when I say genuinely, like 80% chance.
Toughest task for the Celtics in a very long time. And it's going to bring on some heated debates. Nathan, you got to get out of here, but I appreciate you for coming on first 20 minutes. Everyone go show love to Nathan in the chat. Peace.
Show love to Imagine Sports.
Peace. Yes, sir.
Peace.
All right, fellas. Ask away in the chat. Ask your questions. I got a few things to talk about here in the call it a final 40 minutes of the show. We've been doing 20 minutes, but Adam in the chat, appreciate you, bro. 80% sweep. The Mavs team is 2 people they got no chance to take. Yeah, that's the thing I want to talk about. Like, I think people are underestimating Boston as a team because they're playing against Dallas and everyone wants to make it an even matchup, which it's a good matchup, you know. But if you actually analyze the teams and take the bias out of everyone's opinion, I'm not talking about myself being biased. I don't think I'm biased. I think the world's biased against the Celtics. That's why I look biased. So to me, I think Boston wins the series in 5, and I think they are the clear-cut better team. To me, I think they have more weapons. They have more offensive and defensive players that you can throw at a Luka or a Kyrie, or you can throw in there to make a couple of quick threes. Does Dallas have a Peyton Pritchard off the bench? Does Dallas have a Sam Hauser? I don't think so. Boston seems to be 7-8 deep. Dallas seems to be a good squad, but there are levels to this. We have a starting 5 of all-stars. Whole world versus Celtics. I'm fully in agreement with a statement like that. Celtics will win in 6, and Jason Tatum becomes the best player in the NBA officially. That's a great point, and I think people need to just look at that statement. If the Boston Celtics win the title, if they defeat Luka, if Tatum wins Finals MVP, Jason Tatum deserves to be the best player in the NBA and the face of the league. Those are the 2 honors that he deserves to be given by the media. And if they don't give it to him, that's fine. I'm going to give it to him. Listen to me and not them. If the Celtics win the championship, Tatum is better than Luka. I'm also in agreement with that. I've been saying that Tatum's a better basketball player in terms of an all-around game. Luka is probably one of the more talented players we've ever seen. But there's something that Tatum presents at all facets of the game that I find more impressive than Luka. I get it. Luka's flashy and fantastic. He's been phenomenal. He's the LeBron James. He's the European LeBron James. But Jason Tatum is Jason Tatum. He's a combination of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James all in one. He's 26 years old. He's been in the league for X amount of years, 7 years, whatever it is. He hasn't won a title. He's been in the East Finals. You know what's crazy is the people in the media. I think a lot of times you just got to listen to the people who support one individual team more than any other team. Because a lot of times when people are, what I've noticed about the Jays, everyone talking about Tatum and Brown and how, you know, Tatum's been in the league for 7 years. Brown's been in the league for 8 years. They've been together. When Tatum first got into the league, they go right to the Eastern Conference Finals immediately. Right then and there, they're playing up against LeBron in a Game 7. That team was without Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, who were the 2 guys that they expected to be the main 2 guys on that squad, who stepped up. A young Tatum and a young Brown, a guy that was in his first year and his second year. Nobody expected that. So they stepped up. They played their role, and they played it really good. And then what happened was, because Tatum and Brown were given such a bigger role in their first and second years that they weren't expecting, when Kyrie and Hayward came back that second year, it was trouble because there were too many guys. There were too many guys that wanted to have the ball, that wanted to try and score. And so what Boston learned most about that season is that in order to win a championship, you don't need a bunch of superstars. You need the 2 stars. You need the 2 guys that are going to go at it for you. They're Tatum and Brown. They're going to be your 2 guys. And then you build around Tatum and Brown with role player superstars. Superstars that are role players. Kristaps Porzingis. He is the superstar role player. Derek White, the definition of a superstar role player. Drew Holiday, I would consider now a superstar role player. because the Celtics drafted Tatum and Brown, and because they developed the way they did, the Celtics were given the luxury to say, you know what, we're going to build around those two guys, and we're going to go get aggressive. We're going to trade some people. We're going to get some bigger names, but those bigger names are not going to be Kevin Durant or Bradley Beal or guys that need the ball in their hands. We get Derek White. He's been phenomenal. Drew Holiday doesn't ask for much, just does his job. Kristaps Porzingis makes our offense unbeatable. This team is no joke. I don't really know where I was going with that point. But this idea that I actually do know where I was going. The idea that the Celtics have been in the East Finals and they can't get it done, and it's like every year they're there, but they just haven't gotten over the hump yet. And people holding that against them it's a wrong, negative way to look at it. Tatum and Brown were in their first and second year when they lost in that East Finals. Then the bubble year against Miami, that one, it's like, what do we even think about that one? That was his third year, I want to say. And I'm thinking to myself, you can't really judge the Tatum and Brown duo based off of that bubble year. Get away from it. Then the next year, they lose in that first round. They lose the first round matchup to KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. And then that's when the energy shifted. They go to the finals. Then they go to the East Finals. Then they go back to the finals. I don't see where the negative of this Celtics team is. I don't see where they haven't been to the final. They haven't gotten it done yet. All they do is win. They just haven't played the best against the Golden State Warriors when Steph Curry was shining brightest. Okay. Tatum got hurt in a game 7. To me, this is the year for the Celtics, but it's also the first year of many. This has been a buildup to create a run, to create a dynasty. Once you figure out how to do it, it becomes a lot easier. Or is it harder? Who knows? But I think the league's going to get better. It's just this core of the Celtics seems like no other team can truly compete with it once they figure out how to do it. So yeah, in the wise words of Adam, put some respect on JT. Brad is a basketball genius. Fully in agreement with that, fellas. Let's hop on SoBet right now. Let's see if we can check out any plays for tonight. I know we don't have any NBA, but we do have some MLB, hopefully. So let's hop on SoBet. If you're new to the show, if you're listening for the first time, sign up for SoBet and use code Jackpot to sign up. D-Pack, you're going to have yourself a bounce back. I promise you that. Look at all these recaps. Green, green, green. Look at you, easy picks, going crazy. Tuesday plays from Parlay Poppy. Under 8.5 runs for Mets Nationals and White Sox Cubs under 9 runs. I like it. I like it. We got some tennis plays on here. We got some more MLB. Fellas, if you are new, sign up for SoBet. Use code Jackpot to sign up. It's an all things sports betting platform to just get you the picks and predictions to make you some money. Appreciate you, Adam, for tuning in. We will see you next time. But Ethan, look at this name. It's a great name. J. Him Tatum. Did y'all hear what Angel Reese said? I thought it was crazy, bro. I thought what Angel Reese said, she basically was like, it's not just Caitlin Clark that's bringing all this attention. It's me too. You're not supposed to say that. I don't want to be an asshole to Angel Reese. I think Angel Reese is, whenever there's kind of that superstar, whenever that, all great movies, all great storylines in sports, it's not just about Tom Brady. It's about Eli Manning won 2 of them. It's not just about LeBron James. It's about Stephen Curry won 4 during LeBron's time. There's, there's always this person, and there's always the person that's trying to go at that person, and there's the rivalry. Every GOAT has to have a rival in many ways, or they're not truly the GOAT, because who is their competition? Look at his Celtics team right now. They ain't playing nobody. If you're not playing anybody, then people aren't going to put respect on your name. So this idea that Angel Reese, though, is also the reason for the WNBA going up, and she's trying to say, it ain't just Clark, it's me too. You've brought great publicity. You won a title 2 years ago with LSU. You went viral for it. I'm sorry. It's not you. It's all Caitlin Clark. It is all Caitlin Clark. What's up, Adam? If there's no Caitlin Clark, then what is it? Who is Angel Reese? If there's no Caitlin Clark, do we know Angel Reese the way we do right now? No. So, Angel Reese, you can't come on air and say that. Sure, you have impacted the game in a strong way. You've impacted women's basketball in a positive way because you brought more viewership. But if there's no such thing as Caitlin Clark, then you're not like Angel Reese, this superstar in the WNBA as a rookie. I do believe, Adam, that if the Celtics win it all this year, they will start a dynasty, and Tatum's eyes are set on 18, correct? But I think in the back of their heads, they all know that they can get to a number that's called 24. That's just my personal opinion. I think if Tatum leaves the Celtics and they have 24 championships, he's the greatest ever. Nobody can say anything. You can't say shit about winning. Anytime I ever have a conversation about the game of basketball now, Tatum's this, Tatum's that. Well, he hasn't won a championship. Okay, so when Tatum wins a championship, I'm going to use that exact claim for everybody else that has won a championship. I can't wait to be on the other side of history. It's going to be a great feeling. Shout out everybody that's tuned into this, by the way. Follow, leave a like, subscribe, and most importantly, sign up for SoBet using code Jackpot. I have what I would consider the top 10 players heading into next season. Now, see you later, Adam. It's a very interesting conversation to have, especially with the NBA Finals still to be played. But I think with the talent in the league, this past year was a very, very talented league. Next year is going to be way better. Next year is going to be even better. That's the scary sight. But if I had to give you my top 10 players heading into next season, I would say that Ja Morant is at 11. I couldn't put him at 10 because of the names. And that's no hate against Ja Morant. That's not to discredit who or what Ja Morant can do on the court. He's not one of the 10 best players in the league because of the talent. At 10, I have Kevin Durant. At 9, LeBron James. At 8, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. At 7, Anthony Edwards. At 6, Joel Embiid. At 5, Stephen Curry. At 4, Giannis Antetokounmpo. At 3, Nikola Jokic. At 2, Luka Doncic. And at 1, Jason Tatum. Let me know if y'all disagree or agree with that list, but my top 10 basketball players heading into next season, it would be Jason Tatum at 1, Luka Doncic at 2, Jokic at 3, Giannis at 4, Steph at 5, Embiid at 6, Ant at 7, SG at 8, LeBron at 9, KD at 10. You put Ja at 11. I just think that if you win the title, if you win that championship, nobody can say anything. So there's definitely going to be people out there that are like, Tatum's not the best player in the league. Tatum not even top 5. Like, I hear that shit. I hear all the people that are like, he's around 6 or 7 or 8. There was somebody yesterday, I think it was the Zach Lowe guy. Basically, he said that he's not a top 5 player. That's what he said. He said he loves Jason Tatum. He said he put Jason Tatum on his, all NBA team this year. He's not a top 5 player. That's what he said. He said he's around 6, 7, or 8. The argument he made was he threw the names in there like Luka, Jokic, Giannis. And he said he's not like those 3. He's not like Embiid because he's won the MVP. Well, okay, but every time the Celtics play the Sixers in the playoffs, we all know how that goes. So I don't really know why you're putting Embiid over Tatum when in reality we all know that Jason Tatum is a better basketball player, a greater basketball player, a more winning basketball player at all facets of the game than Joel Embiid. But that's fine. Yeah, you can put Embiid over him. I respect it. I get it, whatever. So you have Luka, Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid. Those are kind of the clear-cut top 4 in everybody's mind. And then he said SGA at 5. Like, to me, that's reaching. If SGA won the MVP, great. He didn't, though. Like, there's been so many players. Steph Curry 4 years ago should have won the MVP. Did not, and doesn't get credit for winning that MVP. You don't get credit for not winning that MVP if you should have won the MVP. You didn't win the MVP. It's as simple as that. So why are we putting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander above Jason Tatum right now? There is not one thing over the past 3 years, let's call it the last 2 years, that could prove that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is better than Jason Tatum. One player is watching from home right now. One player is the best player on a championship team. And it's been that way for the past 3 years. So why are we trying to throw, like, even last year, there were a lot of people that did not have Luka Doncic as high as where people are having him right now. Why? Because he makes the NBA Finals. Well, keep that same energy for when Tatum made the NBA Finals at age 24. To me, there's a difference between being a flashy, fantastic, star-studded superstar and a winner. Ask the greatest quarterback of all time. Ask the greatest football player of all time. What would you rather be? A star-studded, flashy, fantastic, that's a tongue twister. A star-studded, flashy, fantastic superstar or a winner? Tom Brady, he might have been a superstar, fine. But he was a winner first. He won 3 Super Bowls. And then he said, all right, let me hit the Met Gala. You don't need to be Michael Jordan right away. And I see that Tatum is basically Michael Jordan in many ways, but the NBA media is obsessed with finding superstars and next face of the league type of guys. And for the past 3 years, I have been saying that Tatum's the face of the league, will be the face of the league. And I just hear these different new names. And I'm like, oh, cool. Anthony Edwards, where's he at right now? He's sitting at home. SGA, oh, cool. Where's he at? He's sitting at home. There are levels to this. And when you get to the NBA Finals, when you get to that point, that's when it matters. We have these conversations because of a week like this. We have these debates because we say, all right, when you get to the NBA Finals, when you get to the biggest stage, when the lights are at its brightest, how do you play? How the fuck are we supposed to know when the lights are at its brightest for Anthony Edwards? They haven't been. He hasn't been to the NBA Finals. That's when the lights are at its brightest. Because guess what, guys? Everyone judges Jason Tatum for him not being clutch or him not showing up in a Game 7. Because the last time we saw Tatum in a Game 7, he rolled his ankle on the first play and was a no-show. So everyone looks at that game, but then they forget that Tatum had 51 points in the series before in a game 7 to send home the reigning MVP and Joel Embiid. How was that performance? Or what about the year before when you're down 3-2 on the road in Milwaukee and Tatum goes for 46 against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the defending champ Milwaukee Bucks? And then you beat Miami. Oh, you lost to Steph. You lost to the best version of Steph Curry. Give me a break. The media has lost its mind. They're outright wrong. I cannot wait. On Wednesday, I'm going to go on my phone for 4 hours straight. I'm going to go on the web. I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to go on TikTok. I'm going to go on Instagram. And I am going to save /find /download /clip every single negative thing about the Celtics that any reporter or media person is saying, including, oh, the Celtics, they're not going to win this series. Or, oh, Dallas, because they have Luka, they have the better player. This is the first time the Celtics are playing a team where Tatum's not the best player on the court. So Dallas is going to win. I'm going to clip all of that shit. It's all receipts. I've never seen a player of Tatum's stature be so disrespected in my life. I think it's the people are tired of claiming Jason Tatum X while he hasn't won a championship. That's really all it is. But when I get frustrated, it's because they give the flowers to somebody who hasn't won it, or they give the flowers to a guy who hasn't had the winning success of Tatum, but he looks flashy and fantastic. No, this is about winning. This is not about stats or being flashy or looking cool doing it. Everyone's argument for who the next face of the league is, I mean, half of the arguments I'm seeing right now are Jason Tatum is not cool. He's not a, in-your-face superstar. He's kind of laid back, calm, cool, and collected. And so because he's not trash talker in your face, he can't be the face of the league. That's the stupidest claim I ever heard. They hate Boston, so they take it out on Tatum. The way they talk about him, you'd think he's 35 on his way out. That's so facts. I'm interested as to see what they're going to say. What are they going to say when he wins it? What can you say at this point? Every analyst has come on air and said, the Celtics, I don't know. I don't think so. They're the best team in the league by far. Statistically, they are being compared among the 10 best teams of all time. And people are saying this about them. It's outright disrespectful. They got a super team. It's a homegrown super team. That's the difference. They traded for pieces like Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday. They didn't trade for pieces like Kevin Durant or Bradley Beal or Jimmy Butler. Yeah, and nobody was saying they were a super team at the start of the season except for me. I wasn't saying they were a super team necessarily, but it was like the perfect team. Like a super team is when, Nathan explains this very well, when a top 5 player in the league joins another top 5 player. That's a super team. So you ask yourself, do the Celtics have 2 top 5 players? No. They have 1. Then they have a top 12 player. And then they probably have 3 top 30 players. That's why people are like, they're a super team, because technically they're better than a super team. In many ways, this Celtics team is better than the 2017 Golden State Warriors super team. They're better than the Heat in 2013. They're better than the 95-96 Chicago Bulls. Are they better than that KD team in Golden State? I would say yes. All right, let's talk about we did Finals MVP on Monday. Game 1. I'm looking at Peyton Pritchard's over. That's what I'm looking at. Peyton Pritchard over 1.5 threes. I think he's going to come in there. He's going to torch a couple. That shit will hit by halftime. That's just my way too early first play for game 1 of the NBA Finals. No, I don't got to say nothing after they win a chip. I'm speaking it into existence. I'm speaking it into fruition. Yeah, I mean, they're not greater than the 2017 Warriors, but I think if the 2017 Warriors played against the 2024 Celtics in a 7-game series, I think the Celtics win that series in 6. Is that crazy to say? I want to see. I don't know. I think we could. Listen, I'm a big Steph guy. There's something about this Celtics team that what they present is something that has never been presented before in the game of basketball. Because I think we got peak JB. And I think Derek White, Drew Holiday can handle Steph. I think JB can do what he can do. I think JT can lock up KD and vice versa. I think that's a great matchup. I think they almost cancel each other out in many ways. I believe that if and when Tatum wins his first, he's already a more accomplished basketball player than Kevin Durant. He's already a greater basketball player. I would already take Jason Tatum over Kevin Durant. I already feel that way right now. And that's just growing up watching KD win an MVP, do what he did in OKC, then leave, then go to Golden State and basically form the most perfect basketball starting 5 ever. I now see similarities with Jason Tatum, but in many ways, there's more things that Tatum presents. There's more things that Tatum does. People don't understand the completeness of Jason Tatum's game. Celtics should have never lost in 2022. They were up 2-1 with a double-digit lead going into the fourth quarter of Game 4. They were just too inexperienced. I think that they should have lost. I thought that was Steph's finals to win. I felt like that was Stephen Curry's best championship. And if there was no Steph Curry 4th championship, a lot of the claims I make about Steph Curry would not be made. It's as simple as that. Steph proved me right in that 4th championship. And, 2 years removed from it, I'm thankful because the Celtics are right back there. They're right back in the NBA Finals with the chance to redeem themselves and get their first. So to me, it's not a big deal anymore. It's over with. But if you say that they should have won, they were up 2-1. Could they have won? Yes. Should they have? No, because they didn't. I don't think that Steph was going to lose that series. I don't. And you harp on inexperience. That's a phenomenal point. The Celtics were not experienced to be playing against a team that had been through 5 NBA Finals over the last 6 years. This was 6 of 8 years for the Warriors in the finals. This is our first championship with this core. So, no, we should not have won that series. We didn't. Tatum didn't play well. They're going to show up. What up, Long Money Larry? How we doing, bro? You got any picks for us today? You got any plays? Any MLB? What do we got? Game 1 prediction right here from Brett. Bro, Mavs win game 1, 113, 111, but Celtics win in 7 with a score of 107 to 93. Trust me, I'm from the future like you. If the Celtics lose game 1, 113 to 111, that's going to be an interesting reaction video, is all I'm going to say. But I like it. Celtics in 7. I like the fact that you're going with them. Nobody said anything was ever easy. You know, like we've always had moments where we go down 3-0 or go down 2-1 or down 25 points in a second half. Like there's something to think about with this Celtics team when it comes to facing adversity. Like I don't think there's a better team in the league in terms of when they lose and how they respond. And that's rare. That's a beautiful thing. When a team loses, you expect them to just melt. But I feel more confident after a loss than I do after a win. You know? Uh, I'll hang on here for a couple more minutes. Ask any more questions in the chat if y'all want to get the questions out. Appreciate everybody for tuning in today. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the follow the X. Appreciate people tuned in on X today. This series has no business going to 7. If the C's play well, they know the way I know they can and should. This should be over in 5 to 6 max. To me, I think it's over in 5. 6, you know, it's tough to win in Dallas, but I think we could get it done. But I'm focused on winning game 1, winning game 2, stealing 1 in Dallas, and getting our championship, that 18th banner. Raising it in game 5. I'm from the future, man. I've known it all along. This was always going to be the year. Yeah, I think if I had to put a number out there, it would be Celtics in 5. Yeah, my drip is crazy, bro. Look at this shirt, bro. I'm literally from the future. It's a great Broadway show, by the way. Not just a movie. Great Broadway show. Finals MVP, Jason Tatum. So I did that game with my buddy at the beginning of the show. It's the best things game. And I read off 10 categories, and you basically say a player in the finals for each category. Back to the Future was on Broadway. It's on Broadway right now. There's just like a Broadway show dedicated towards it. It's fire. It's absolutely electric. It's like they're spinning and everyone's. All right. Best things in this NBA Finals. Score. I think Jason Tatum's the best scorer. Ball handler, Kyrie. Shooter, Peyton Pritchard. Passer, I'll say Luka. Athleticism, I'm gonna go Jaylen Brown. Defending, I'll go Drew Holiday. Playmaking, I'm gonna go Tatum. Steals, I'll go Drew. Blocks, I'll go Lively. Clutch, Jason Tatum. So the best scorer in this league, the best scorer in this NBA Finals, Jason Tatum. Best ball handler, Kyrie Irving. Best shooter, Peyton Pritchard. Best passer, Luka Doncic. Best athleticism, Jaylen Brown. Defending, Drew Holiday. Playmaking, Jason Tatum. Steals, Drew Holiday. Blocks, Derek Lively. Clutch, Jason Tatum. Uncle Drew always got the best handles, 1,000%, but he not getting that clutch. We gonna lock it up. I do want to quickly hop on SoBet here and check that out. If y'all are new to the stream, tuning in for the first time, let's check out SoBet.io. Please, if you want to support the show, sign up for SoBet using code Jackpot. Let's hop on here. Let's see. You're getting picks, you're getting predictions from the best vetted sports betting pros. This is where I'm at every single morning, every single day, just, surfing the web, seeing what plays are good, who's got the leans, who's got the best plays. You got TP3 Bets coming out with a bunch of MLB plays today. Shout out that. We got Guardians money line gives a great reasoning. Padres money line gives a great reasoning. And then Nationals, Brewers, you got all that fun stuff. We got Easy Picks. He had a sweep day yesterday. So if you hop on here, I would tail him. Let's see what else. Aaron Judge to hit a home run tonight. All right. While we're in the limbo period between the NBA Finals and NHL Finals, I wanted to see where everyone's head is at. Let's start with the NBA. Not sure I've ever seen a more public dog than Dallas, but can understand wanting to back Luka and Kyrie, plus some fraudulency of Boston being 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games with a L2 against the spread record. The last team to make the finals with a 2+ against the spread losing streak was 03-04 Lakers, who lost to the Pistons. Who do y'all like in this matchup and why? I like the Celtics. So basically on SoBet, you're not only getting picks and predictions, but you're getting a bunch of community members just talking to one another and discussing plays and having a great time. So sign up for SoBet using code Jackpot. You're not going to regret. You're making a bunch of money, basically. Just tailing all the professionals. Sports betting's hard. And to make it easier, just sign up for SoBet. Yeah, I believe this is streamed on Twitter, X. You tired? Yeah, and this is the grind period. This is where we just got to get to the NBA Finals. Just get to Thursday. Get to it. Because there's a little bit of MLB that'll carry you over. But, man, Brett, I'll leave the show with this. He says, I can't wait for the game one video reaction, 113, 111 Mavs, futuristic. If the Mavericks win game one, I will lose my mind. That's the first thought. I've been waiting too long to get back to the NBA Finals. 2 years too long. You got a family graduation on Thursday? That shit better wrap up quick so you can get home and watch this finals. But anyways, appreciate everybody for tuning in to the Morning Jackpot presented by SoBet.io. Please go sign up for SoBet using code Jackpot to support the show. I would really appreciate it. All you got to do, go on SoBet.io, sign up, log in, do whatever it is, use code Jackpot, and then enjoy that entire feed of the best. And you can sign up for individual VIPs to get even more exclusive plays, but sign up for SoBet using code Jackpot. We will be here tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time to talk about who knows. I mean, each day, it's a mystery in many ways. That's going to do it. I'll probably go back to the future tonight, and I'll see y'all tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. The Morning Jackpot.